That was really insightful, and I also love that heartwarming moment when we all clapped for your wedding, so congratulations. That was super sweet. I'm now going to welcome up our final speaker of the day. We have Jessica Nicole from TechnologyOne.
Hello everyone, can you hear me? Okay, I think I'm the last presenter, so we're going to just try and get some high energy back in the room because I know it's been a long day. So why don't you all just stand up and just do a quick body shake and just get all the energy back in. I know it's been a long day. Do it quickly. All right. All right, you can sit back down now. Awesome. Okay. So my name is Jessica Nicole, or Jess, and I come from a little place called TechnologyOne. So I'm going to talk a little bit about careers in my presentation. So what actually is a career? How do you get one? And what does that actually mean in the real world? So that's probably what I'm going to focus on most today. So when you think of like a really big software tech company in the world, what ones do you think of? Just yell them at me. Apple, Microsoft, Google, Sony. Awesome. These are great examples. A lot of these companies come from what countries? America. Yes, exactly. What if I told you that one of the biggest, or one of the biggest enterprise software company came from Brisbane, Australia? That's TechnologyOne. They're Australia's biggest enterprise software company, and we compete with the biggest software companies all around the world. We're in a lot of different countries. We have an office in every state of Australia and a lot of employees. But we started very small. We were a little startup. So about 35 years ago, we started in this little demountable building. I was told it was very smelly back then, and it was not a very nice place to work, and you would never work there these days. And it was just two guys in a room coding, very similar to a lot of the other software companies that you've probably heard from today. So that's how it started. But now, like I said before, we're massive. We have offices all around Australia, in the UK, in New Zealand, and we're moving into America eventually because that's where all the big players are, which is exciting. We have all the cool tech, so board games, we have video games, we have pool tables, we have like actual arcade games in the office, which is pretty cool. You get free breakfast, you get lunches, you get drinks. Fridays, you get proper adult drinks, which is really fun. So it's a really cool place to work. Yep, that got your attention. But I'm going to talk about myself just a little bit today. So that's me. I'm a business analyst. Business analyst is an interesting role. So I'm going to ask a few questions now. Who likes to code? Hands up. Who likes tech but not coding? Who likes tech but they actually have no idea what they're actually going to do in tech? They just know they like it. Yep. Okay, cool. You guys were me, pretty much. I was like, I really like this IT stuff, but I don't really like the coding bit. So like, is there a spot for me somewhere? And like, you know, all the robots and stuff, that looks really hard, but like, I still like it. So like, what am I going to actually do with my life? So that was kind of what I was thinking at the end of high school. So I started studying an IT degree. And I was like, okay, I can see how this is going to work now. I do have to do a little bit of coding to finish my degree, but there are lots and lots of opportunities for people like us who like IT but don't necessarily want to be writing code every day. So business analyst is my job, and what I do is everything kind of around the code. So code is what actually makes software work, but before we start writing code, we got to talk to our customers. We got to design what our customers want. We got to actually make sure we're meeting their requirements and not what just they think they want, because customers can be tricky. It's kind of like dating. You're like, you say that, but are you actually meaning that? You got to figure it out, right? So, a little bit about my story as to how I got to this point, okay? Because I'm sure there's plenty of you out there that don't want to admit it, but you're kind of like, yeah, IT's great, but like, what is it? So, I studied English, Maths, B, Biology, Drama, IT, and Religion and Ethics. So it was kind of a mixed bag, because like I said, I didn't really know what I wanted. I was top of my class in IT though, but to be fair, there was only 5 of us, so it wasn't a lot of competition. I also had a part-time job working in a cafe, making coffees. I don't like coffee, but it was good experience in terms of getting used to speaking to other people and customers and, getting that friendly vibe going. Then I went to university. Now, like I said, university can be a scary place, and as you've seen today, that it's not your only option. There are lots of options after school to actually get where you want to be. I think university for me was the best option, but I didn't get it right the first time. That's the other thing to remember. I actually did IT and creative industries, film and television, because I wanted to be a YouTuber. Has anybody else been through that? I want to be a YouTuber, yeah? Social media person. And then I kind of realized that film and television isn't being a YouTuber, it's actually making big films. So I changed that degree to interactive visual design, which complemented my IT degree a lot more. So I was getting a lot more of that, okay, so we want to do, a big screen like this, but what are we going to put on it? And how's it going to make it interactive and engaging for our people? So that was a much better degree for me to do. So keep in mind, changing degrees, it's not a hard thing to do. It may become expensive if you do it too much, but you absolutely can change your degrees. I was also doing an internship at TechnologyOne during this time. So you've also heard a lot of people say internships, work experience, one of the best things you can do, and I absolutely agree. I would not have changed my degree after my first year if I wasn't doing work experience at the same time. Doing that work experience made me realize that software and IT was the place to be, and that my film and TV degree wasn't really helping me. You wouldn't have figured that out if you didn't do that work experience. So absolutely get onto that as soon as you possibly can. And just so you know as well, any work experience is good work experience. If you're doing work experience in a company that maybe you're like, I don't know if this is where I want to be, stick it out and find something else, because any good work experience is awesome. Then I started in 2020, which was the year of COVID, so it was a big year for me. It was first time full-time work and COVID, so that was lots of fun as well. Now, transforming business, making life simple. That is TechnologyOne. I know I'm wearing CKO on my t-shirt, but this is a TechnologyOne shirt, I promise. It's a bit confusing. I didn't think about that, so sorry. But that's our slogan. So transforming business, making life simple. Like I said, we're enterprise software. Enterprise software is really confusing. We make software for big banks, universities, councils, governments, hospitals, all sorts of big places, and they do really, really complex things. So our software covers all of the business that they do, but it's really hard to understand, and there's a lot of it. So our goal is to make a business transform by making their business simple to do by using our software. We'll skip that. So this is what our awesome software looks like. So as you can see, it's super modern. Another cool thing about our software is you can use it on any device. So whatever device you have, it works on, which is a big thing these days. If your software only works on a computer, you're kind of lagging a little bit. So that's what it looks like. So let's talk a little bit about where I work. So there's probably this term you may have heard of called R&D, research and development. That's where all the developers usually are, right? So they're all the people actually working on the software themselves. But it's also where a lot of different roles work. So business analysts, in my company, there are just as many business analysts as there are developers. Business analysts actually do half the project, developers do the other half. So we're just as important as developers, so don't think code's your only pathway, it's certainly not. We also have people like project managers and product owners and product success directors and general managers and so many other different roles, it's not even funny, and they're all supporting the development of that software. So the R&D department is a really exciting place to be. It's kind of the powerhouse, the factory floor for most companies, and that's where I work, which is really fun. So, oh, press the wrong one. There we go. So like I said, really complex. So this isn't actually all of our products. This is, I think, majority of them. But what I want you to focus on is the little puzzle pieces. So we actually have 15 products now, I think. But the most important thing to know about our software is that it all connects to each other. So for example, like I said, hospitals can be a customer of ours. The software that they take from us is very different to the software that one of our local government customers might take. The local government is more interested in managing bins, managing potholes on their streets, the local town hall, all of those things that a council look after is very different to a hospital. So 15 products, but they all connect to each other. So for example, we have a HR and payroll. Where is it? The third one. HR and payroll. So that's managing people's money, paying people, giving people leave and things like that. Any one of our customers can take that because they're all businesses with employees. But you might not give, where is it? Student management is certainly not a product we would give to a local council. We'd give that to TAFE and Queensland University of Technology because they're our customers. They take student management product, but they might also take HR and payroll and financials and business intelligence. So you see what I'm saying? They're all puzzle pieces and you kind of just take as many as you like. So that's how our software works. Okay, deep breath for me. So this is the software development life cycle. So I really want this slide to kind of tell you more about, okay, what is a business analyst? What is a project manager, product owner, developer? Where do they all kind of fit into how software is actually made? So as you can see, we start with research. Research is 40% of any project. So if a project is going to be 100 days, we spend 40 days researching before we start that project's development or design or anything else. And that's important because there's no point creating anything if you don't know why you're creating it and what the value of that thing is. So we start there, then we design that thing. And I'm saying thing because it might not be software that you're creating. It could be a robot or drone or something like that. So it can be anything. Once you've researched it, you'll design it, then you'll manufacture. Manufacture is where the developers come to play. And that is where it's coded and developed and made. And that's only one part of this massive circle. Then we go into prove, which is where we give just a little bit of our customers some of the software and we say, hey, what do you think? Just you little three here, before we give it to everyone. And that's really important because you don't want to give everyone everything and then it'd be bad because then everyone's disappointed. You'd rather disappoint just like a few people and then you can give it to everyone. And then adopt, that's when you give it to everyone. And then support and enhance. So once everyone has the software, you want to make sure they're happy with it and you want to make sure it's working as you think or expect it to work. So if something breaks, you got to be there to fix it and they'll let you know and that's when you fix it. And then you go back to research. So remember, it's a big circle. That's because it never ends. We've done 35 years of software development and we didn't do this circle once. We do this circle every single day. So it's lots of fun. Now, here's something really cool that I think you should all remember. Write this down if you have a notepad. None of you have a notepad, so just remember it. All right, the foundation, TechnologyOne Foundation, is part of something called Pledge 1%. Pledge 1% means that every year we donate 1% of our time, 1% of our profit, and 1% of our product to our foundation partners. So what does that mean? Well, basically it means everyone at TechnologyOne gets 2 days a year to volunteer their time wherever they'd like. So every year I can take 2 days paid leave, so I get paid, and I can go out and I can help my community in whatever way I please. I can go down and serve food at the local church. I can go and help children at school. There's so many things I can do. We give a lot of money, so we do a lot of fundraising. A lot of our actual profit goes towards our charity partners. And then, of course, our product. So a lot of these charities are actual businesses, and they make money and they pay people. So our software can actually support them. So we pledge 1% of our product and give our product for free to those charity partners. This is something that I want you to remember because a lot of software companies do this, but a lot of them don't. If you want to look for a company and work for a company that has a social conscience, that's actually looking at their community, not just trying to make a big buck, but actually putting that money back into its community. So it's something you should look out for when you're trying to get a job because it just makes you feel that little bit better, like you're actually giving back as well as working on something that's making you money. Cool. This slide is just to show you how much fun it is at work. So I think there's a bit of a perception sometimes that software companies or tech companies, you know, they're nerdy, they're boring. We've all heard it before, I'm sure. I've heard it before millions of times, but it's not. It's one of the funnest places to be. It's one of the most rewarding places to be. It pays really, really well, like really well. So you're all looking at the right thing, and I'm glad you're all here today because it's the industry you want to be in. This is just some of the pictures of some of our graduates who come to TechnologyOne and just play games all the time. I was a grad, and I can vouch that, yes, we play lots of games, and it's lots of fun. So my final word would be, please look out for grad programs, internships, work experience, whatever it is. Get that foot in the door, and then just keep saying yes. Yes to everything, because no experience is a bad experience. Cool. That's it. Does anyone have any questions? Oh, thanks. Thanks, everyone. All right, this is your last chance to get the raffle thingies. So ask lots of questions. I cannot see anyone, so can someone just ask a question? You guys have microphone. Yeah, here we go. You sir.
If you have something to tell day one you, i.e. when you started your internship, what would you tell them?
Ooh, day one me. What would I tell day one me? Thank you. Day one me. Okay, day one me was probably a little bit shy and nervous, and my dad told me to ask lots of questions, so I did. So my advice would probably be, don't ask too many questions and actually start trying to make friends, because I was asking lots of questions like, so what are we actually doing today, and what's happening in the next 6 months, and all of that. But what I should have been doing is starting to build those relationships with my fellow grads. So not only is a graduate position or an internship or anything like that a really cool way to get experience, it's a really cool way to meet new people, make new friends, and find people that are exactly like you. And it's one of the best things you can do for yourself, because even if you don't stay wherever you're having your internship, at least you've got people in the industry that you know now, and you're building that network. So that would be my advice. All right, I'm going to go with you, sir, with the glasses. You look so confident. Yes. You just wait for a microphone, because you're very far away from me. That one. Stripy shirt man. Yes, him. Yes, pass the microphone. Sorry, everyone.
You said you had like 15, like the puzzle piece, you know how you had like 14 different programs.
Yeah.
Is that in like one bundle, but you can like pick what you need?
Good question. So we have things called solutions. So we have a solution called One Council. We have a solution called One Education. We have a solution called One Government. And depending on what industry our customer comes from, that's the solution that they would get. So for example, if you were TAFE, and TAFE is actually one of our customers, fun fact, if TAFE came to us back in the day when they were first becoming a customer, and they said to us, hey, what's your solution for us? Our solution would be made up of student management, supply chain, HR and payroll, financials, maybe a couple others, and those products combined create a solution for that industry, right? So the education industry. We then also have a different bundle of products for the different industries that we serve. So, good question. Yes, there are bundles, but they're different depending on the industry of our customer. Wonderful. Let's go this way. You, sir.
What other customers do you serve your products to?
Good question. We have over 1,200 customers, so I'm not going to list them all because we will be here all long day. So what I'll tell you are the industries that we serve. So like I said, education is one of the industries we serve. So that's more universities, TAFEs, for example, schools sometimes as well. But we have one government, local government. There's a lot of them. I think there's like 14 industries that we serve. But one customer is one business. So for example, TAFE to us is one customer, but that might come with 50,000 users. So how many users do we have? Hundreds and hundreds of thousands of users every single day. But yeah, industry is probably more so. Okay, bye. Thanks for coming. Oh no, I'm not done. I'm saying bye to them. Okay, glasses person.
How many branches of TechnologyOne are there in New South Wales, and where are they?
Branches. Okay, so our offices. So we have one in Sydney. I actually haven't been there, so I actually don't know where it is, but it'd be in the city somewhere. One in Sydney for sure. I don't think we have any more in New South Wales apart from that one. But there's one in every state of Australia. And then we have like 3 in New Zealand, a couple in the UK, Bali, somewhere else. There's a few. But yes, just the Sydney one. Front, hello. You can just speak, I'll repeat your question. Yeah. Yeah. Good question. Okay, so the question was, the 2 days of paid leave for the foundation that we get every year, can we use that outside of our immediate community? Say, for example, go overseas and do something overseas. The answer is it can be literally whatever you want. You only get 2 days. So if you take that leave for an overseas trip, you'll probably use that leave on the plane. So you might need to take some additional annual leave as well. But yeah, you can do whatever you want. You just need to let our foundation leader know. Obviously, we do our 1% pledge to the foundation partners, but that 2 days of annual leave is just an additional foundation leave that you can use for your whatever you would like. So you can help anyone. Hello, your question.
What qualifications do you need to like work for your company and stuff?
Yes, good question. What qualifications? So most of the time you need a degree. So it doesn't actually have to be anything specific, really. Like, for example, I have a friend who started with just a business degree, a plain business degree. I can't remember what her major was. She started working in our sales team, and she hated it. So she started working in our consulting team, and she loved it. But then she got sick of some of the customers she was working with. So then she became a business analyst. So if you want to start as a business analyst from the get-go, you're better off doing an information systems degree or something like that. But it does not matter. The best thing about TechnologyOne is that we do everything ourselves. So we build our own software, we then implement our own software, we support our own software, we market our own software. It's all in-house, so you can move to any of those departments inside of the one business. So you can start in marketing and end up in consulting if you wanted to. So that's one of the cool things about our business. So yes, you probably need a degree to get in the door, but it doesn't really matter too much what it is. And that is my time. So thank you for coming. I hope you learnt something. Thank you.